Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Flash, the channel where glossy PR talk gets tossed in the glove box, and you get nothing but raw, unfiltered truth straight from the tarmac. If you're new here, buckle up. We don't do dealership drama or sugar-coated pitches. We're here to tell you what the car actually is, how it feels, and whether it deserves a spot in your garage or if it's just another overhyped tech toy. Exterior. Today, we're diving deep into something that has been turning heads and stirring up conversations across every EV forum on the planet. The 2026 Tesla Model X. This isn't just Tesla's big electric SUV anymore. It's evolved into a high-tech family spaceship with a personality. But is it still worth that price tag in 2026? Let's find out. Right off the bat, the first thing you notice about the 2026 Model X is how familiar yet futuristic it looks. Tesla didn't do a complete redesign this year, and honestly, they didn't need to. The front fascia has been sharpened just enough. The LED headlamps now have an adaptive matrix setup with a sleeker DRL signature, giving it a more aggressive, modern expression. The bumper gets minor aerodynamic enhancements, subtle enough that only a Tesla nerd will spot it, but functional enough to give it better drag efficiency. The lack of a traditional grille still feels a little awkward on such a large vehicle, but hey, this isn't about air intake anymore. It's about airflow. Move to the side and the silhouette is undeniably Tesla. That smooth, glassy profile is still one of the most aerodynamic among SUVs, with the drag coefficient of just 0.23, a supercar territory. The door handles sit flush until you approach, and the frameless doors feel more coupe than SUV. The 2026 model comes with updated 20-inch Gemini wheels as standard, but you can spec up the 22-inch turbine wheels if you want the visual drama. And yes, the Falcon Wing doors are still here, still divisive, and still attention-grabbing in parking lots. Tesla says the mechanism has been improved for smoother, faster operation in tight spaces. Real world, still cool, still slightly impractical. Around the back, it's subtle refinements again. The rear light bar now runs end-to-end with a crisper LED signature, giving it a more futuristic stance at night. The bumper is cleaner, and the lower diffuser gets a slight resculpt. There's no exhaust tip, obviously, just a blanked-out lower rear section that screams of minimalism. Tesla's badging is also slightly darker for that stealth wealth look. Interior. Now let's slide inside, and this is where Tesla went the extra mile for 2026. The Model X's cabin is still minimalist, but it's finally starting to feel like more than just a tech experiment. The yoke steering is still standard, controversial as ever, but now, there's an option to go back to a traditional round wheel. Finally, Elon blinked. The dash is dominated by the 17-inch center touchscreen, which remains the brain of the car. It controls everything: climate, navigation, media, drive modes, even glove box access. It's a love it or hate it system, and while the learning curve is steep, once you get used to it, it's insanely responsive and intuitive. Behind the yoke, there's a dedicated driver display, a crisp, high-res, and finally with improved contrast for daytime visibility. The materials have improved too. You get more recycled vegan leather options, updated wood veneers, and a new panoramic windshield that seamlessly curves into the roof. It still feels like driving a spaceship. The ambient lighting has been upgraded with more customizable color zones, and even the air vents, still invisible, are now smarter, automatically adjusting flow based on facial recognition and passenger positions. In the second row, you can spec captain's chairs or a bench setup, and yes, legroom is still massive. The 2026 update includes improved seat bolstering, added USB-C ports, and an 8-inch touchscreen on the rear center console that handles media, climate, and seat functions. The third row, still tight for adults, fine for kids. Cargo space is solid, especially with the rear seats folded. And don't forget the front trunk, which still gives you bonus storage for road trips or groceries. Performance. But here's where things get interesting. Performance. The 2026 Tesla Model X is available in two configurations: the dual-motor AWD and the Plaid. The base dual-motor setup gives you 670 horsepower, does 0 to 60 in around 3.8 seconds, and has a range of about 360 miles. It's fast, smooth, and eerily silent. But the Plaid, that thing is a different beast. You're talking 1020 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, and quarter-mile times that embarrass supercars all in a 7-seat family SUV. Tesla's updated thermal architecture in 2026 allows for better sustained performance, meaning less power drop after repeated launches. The new torque vectoring system has improved cornering, especially on twisty roads. The ride quality remains firm, thanks to the adaptive air suspension, but it's refined enough now that it doesn't crash over potholes or speed bumps. Highway cruising is whisper quiet, and the autopilot system has gotten even smarter now with smoother lane changes and better predictive braking. Range anxiety, honestly, not an issue anymore. With the new heat pump system, battery preconditioning, and improved energy density in Tesla's 4,680 cells, real-world range feels close to what's advertised. On the dual-motor, you're easily getting 330–350 miles depending on driving habits. The Plaid dips slightly with aggressive driving, but with a light foot, it still punches well over 300. And with Tesla's supercharger V4 network rolling out, you can now get from 10% to 80% charge in under 25 minutes. Now, let's talk pricing because that's where things get serious. The 2026 Model X dual motor starts at around $94,990, and the Plaid version, that'll set you back $109,990 before options. Throw in a fancy color, bigger wheels, and the full self-driving package, and you're pushing $125,000. Is it worth it? Well, you're getting performance that rivals McLaren's, space for the whole family, zero emissions, and an ownership experience that's more software than hardware. But the competition is catching up fast. From Lucid, Mercedes-AMG, BMW X, and even Rivian. Still, there's something about the Model X that doesn't try to be a traditional luxury SUV. It's weird, it's wild, and it's unapologetically Tesla. The build quality is better than earlier years, the tech is bleeding edge, and the driving experience is like piloting a high-speed computer. But it's not for everyone. If you want knobs and buttons, or you're not a fan of beta features that sometimes act up, this might frustrate you. If you're into futuristic tech, unmatched acceleration, and you live near a supercharger, this could be your dream car. So, final thoughts. The 2026 Tesla Model X is not perfect. It's bold, it's fast, and yes, it's still a bit quirky. But it's also a statement. It tells the world that you're not just driving into the future, you are the future. Whether you go for the sensible dual motor or the insane Plaid, the Model X still delivers something no other SUV quite matches, that blend of absurd speed, practical space, and Silicon Valley swagger. If you're considering the 2026 Model X, just ask yourself one thing: are you ready to let a car feel smarter than you? That's it for today's brutally honest breakdown. If you enjoyed the ride, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and tape that bell icon so you never miss a no-nonsense review from Car Flash. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you spend six figures on a Model X? Or does the EV game have better players now? Until next time, drive smart, stay sharp, and keep it real. This is Car Flash, signing off.